Hello everyone. Today we are gonna discuss the thesis statement of a topic in which we have to cover two different dimensions. For example, today we are gonna discuss theme statement on corruption and accountability. You people can see that in this thesis statement we have to give equal weightage to corruption and accountability, and we have to take them together. So let's see. I will read it for you, and after that I will explain its composition. So let's start. Accountability, a tool to counter the spread of corruption, is vital for the development of a country, but lack of accountability in a country has allowed the evil of corruption to corrode the foundations of our state, proving fatal for the progress of Pakistan. Therefore, there is a dire need to ensure strict accountability in the country in order to curb the menace of corruption from our society, which is mandatory to make Pakistan a prosperous, prosperous state. So this is a thesis statement, and I have discussed corruption as well as accountability in this thesis statement. So let me explain it to you so that you people can develop an idea how to make a thesis statement if you have to make a thesis statement involving two different dimensions. So let's start. Accountability, a tool to counter the spread of corruption. So in the very first line, I have explained, I have defined accountability. What is accountability? Is a tool to counter the spread of corruption. So I have used an appositive phrase. So this is the first phrase I have used in this sentence. Accountability, a tool to counter the spread of corruption. You can see that I have mentioned about corruption here because I am going to relate accountability and corruption in the thesis statement, and I have to take both of them on equal grounds. So accountability, a tool to counter the spread of corruption, is vital for the development of a country. So I have mentioned that accountability is very vital for the development of a country, but this is the first conjunction I have used in this thesis statement. But lack of accountability. Yes, now we are moving towards the reality that there is a lack of accountability in our country. Lack of accountability in our country has allowed the evil of corruption to corrode the foundations of our state. Yes, no, we have defined the problem that there is a lack of accountability in our country, which has allowed the evil of corruption to corrode the foundations of our state. It means that lack of accountability has affected all the sections of the society equally, and it has allowed corruption to spread like anything in the country. So we were here. Yes, a lack of accountability in our country has allowed the evil of corruption to corrode the foundations of our state. And now I will explain its impact, proving fatal for the progress of Pakistan. Yes, this is the impact of the lack of accountability, and I have used a participle phrase. This is a participle phrase. So the lack of accountability has allowed the evil of corruption to corrode the foundation of our state, and the result is it has proved fatal for the progress of Pakistan. So in the very first three lines, I have discussed about, I've defined the accountability and related it with corruption. In the second line, I have discussed that accountability is very vital for the development of any state. But if there is a lack of accountability, uh, that results in that proves fatal for the development of any country. So in the first four lines, I am discussing the problem and also defining the impacts, mentioning the impacts of the problem. Now we are moving towards transition with the help of a transition phase. And after transition, we have to give a way out, and we also have to mention the impacts of our solution on the progress of country. Yeah, let's move on. Therefore, there is a dire need. So now we are gonna propose some solutions. There is a dire need to ensure strict accountability. Yes, the solution is we have to ensure strict accountability in the country. Why? In order to curb the menace of corruption from our society. Yes, this is the purpose, that we need to ensure strict accountability in order to curb the menace of corruption from our society. why we need to control corruption from our society, which is mandatory to make Pakistan a prosperous state. So I have mentioned the policy as well as the need to make a good policy against corruption. So you can see I have balanced the thesis statement. I have talked about the accountability, the need to make to do good accountability, the impacts of doing good accountability in a country, and I have also mentioned about the corruption, the evil of corruption, the negative impacts of corruption on the country and society, and how can we counter corruption. So this is a very balanced thesis statement, and I have composed it by using an appositive phrase here, and after that I have used one conjunction, quality conjunction here. After that I have used a transition phrase, yes. I have also used a participle phrase here, purpose phrase, prepositional phrase, adverbial clause of purpose, and yes, which clause. So you see, this is a mixture of clauses and phrases. And in this thesis statement, I have related accountability with corruption. That there is a dire need to ensure accountability if we want to curb the menace of corruption from our country, which is very vital for the progress of our country. So keep watching and do not forget to subscribe, because I am gonna load more lectures on thesis statements of different topics. I am also gonna load more complete essays on various topics. So do not forget to subscribe, and thank you so much and keep watching.